Hi guys, happy Tuesday morning. Jen Pike here, the founder of the Simplicity Project and the creator of the Hormone Project. So one of my morning kind of routines that I have for myself, and sometimes it doesn't happen till later, is I do a brain dump. Some people call them morning pages, whatever, you don't have to have a name for it. I just write. I'm a big writer and I always am jotting things down. And today, one of the things that I had to ask myself was, how can I continually learn to delegate the things that I feel like are really taking up a lot of my time, that I don't really love doing, that aren't exactly my zone of genius and what I'm really good at. And if I could only get those things passed off to somebody else or let go of my attachment to them, how much more laser focused and on could I show up in my business and in my time spent with my children and in my relationship with my husband and my workouts and everything else I was doing, if I could just take some of what was busying me up here with the duties and tasks and push them off the list. And so I wanted to share with you all what I came up with for myself. Now, this might apply to you guys. This might not resonate at all. If it does, that's fantastic, and this will be recorded and we'll repost it. My main mission in life as a working mother is to delegate as many domestic duties as possible that I do not love and enjoy. So for me, that started probably about 5-6 years ago when I hired a cleaning lady who's fantastic, who comes into our home twice a month, every 2 weeks, and she does all the big stuff. She does the cleaning of the floors, the bathrooms, the dusting, the things that I would never even think about doing, like the baseboards, and gets that done and taken care of. I can't tell you what a gift it is and how much joy I have when I get to walk back into my home on that day of the week and it's clean and it's beautiful. And it cost me $60 every 2 weeks. I pay her $30 an hour, so it's $120 a month. And there has definitely been times where I'm like, if I need to trim money, should I take that away? But then when I remind myself of how much more that adds in, and in those 4 hours that she's here, I mean, I can whip up $120 in my business in less than an hour. So when I think to myself, the 4 hours it would take me to clean and to do everything she's doing, and side note, it would take me way longer to do what she does, because her zone of genius is coming in here like Wonder Woman with a mop and a broom, and she cleans my house like I never could. And I value that, and I love being able to pay her for her to be able to be in her zone of genius, and it creates lots of room for me to engage with people on social media in my business, to create new content to put out there for people. When my kids get home from school, I don't have to then worry about cleaning every little thing around the house because it's done, and I can be present and be with them. So that's one way. So I'm going to tell you all the different things that I've started to do and that I'm going to be implementing, and that I'm actually going to break this down from a budget perspective of how much you would have to reallocate in what you're spending right now and set aside to save, and what that money could actually mean to you. So the next thing is cooking. Now, I've written cookbooks. I love to cook, but I don't really love to bake. I like eating baked goods. I love when my mom bakes banana breads and zucchini breads and muffins and cupcakes and all those things, and she does everything gluten-free and super healthy, and it's amazing. And I'll always say when I go and buy something, oh, I could make this so much cheaper. But the reality is I know I'm never going to get into the kitchen and pull out my baking stuff because I just don't love it. I love cooking. I love chopping and that kind of stuff. I don't love baking. So I've actually decided and I've been thinking about this for a while. I've done food prep before when I was training for my shows. I delegated for someone else to prepare my meals so that I had it done and ready. And it's an expense, it is, I am not gonna lie. But this time I thought, you know what? I have a lot of joy making my main meals. I pop music on, a podcast, I get in the kitchen. My children want the baked goods. My husband wants to have some stuff. I don't want to do it. My mom loves it. So I'm actually hiring my mom. I am paying my mom cash every hour. My mom's in her 70s. My mom doesn't have a job where she gets to create extra revenue, but my mom has a really deep passion for nurturing her family and her grandkids. And my mom is an incredible cook and baker in the kitchen. So I thought, if I'm going to pay somebody else to do this, I am going to give this work to my mom. And she gets some extra spending money, and she loves to do it. And it helps to fulfill that part of her that finds a lot of joy in it. So handing out your cooking. Who do you know that loves to cook? Who do you know, a stay-at-home mom or someone that just has this as a passion? Maybe they're doing it as their side hustle right now, and they're really wishing they had the opportunity and they had clients, you, that would hire them to cook and prepare their meal. Could you allocate some of your budget to have them prep the meals? Now, my intention is I'll be pre-buying all the groceries for my mom to either come and cook here, so then I'm also responsible for cleaning up the kitchen, or I'll buy it, get it to my mom, give her a budget, whatever, and prepare it. The next thing is that chores with the kids. So the kids, if you've ever been in my house, we have a huge chalkboard that I painted on the wall, and they have their chores, and every chore is delegated a certain amount of money. I don't know about you, my kids, every single time we go to a store, I want this, I need this, can you buy me this? And we've just started to say no. You need to earn money so that you can understand what it feels like to purchase something with your own money, so you actually take care of it, and that there's a different intention behind it. So they will get $5 at the end of every week. They'll earn $20 a month if they get the chores done. If they only do some of the chores, they only get some of the money. This has been working really well. And it's things like, my daughter does the dishwasher all the time now. My son handles all the recycling. They both put away their own laundry. My son is responsible for the front hall. Emerson has to look after cleaning up all the dog stuff at the end of the day. That's a lot of stuff that normally would be me running around after everybody else to clean up. And so they just know, you don't do the chores. Not only do you not get your money, but you're also going to lose time on your technology. And that's, like, as a parent nowadays, taking their technology away is literally the only way that you can punish them. It's so annoying, but it's effective. The second or the fourth thing, okay, and I'm going to reiterate this stuff and I'm going to go through your budgeting with you. The fourth thing is just saying no. So there are things that perhaps might need to be done in the house that I'm just like, I'm not fucking doing it. Stainless steel. I do not clean my stainless steel. I have kids with handprints and crap and stuff all over it. Do you think that at the end of my day, I sit there depressed because I look at my stainless steel and I see little handprints and I see it that it's not pristine? I don't give a flying hoot what my stainless steel looks like. Doesn't matter to me. I look at it and I'm like, oh, look at all their little handprints. Look at how much bigger their handprints are now. Don't care. Other people, like when my mom comes over, she like talks to me and is cleaning the stainless steel 2 seconds before, you know, or after she's been in the door. But I let go of that kind of stuff. I let go of every room in my house having to be perfectly clean. I let go of using my day when my kids are at school where I can be building my business and building my profitability and the abundance that I'm after. I don't clean my house when my kids are at school. I wait until my kids get home from school. When they're going to mess my house up again, when they're unpacking their bags, we spend from 3 until 5 in our kitchen pretty much every single day. They're doing homework, they're unpacking the bag, I'm washing up the lunches, and in that time then, so I wash up their lunch container, everybody's in there, we've got music on in the house, this is where we congregate, I start to prep dinner. So I'm prepping dinner right after school when everyone's in the kitchen. When I'm prepping dinner, when I'm chopping, I'm also refilling their lunch container. So I'm doing my dinner prep and making my lunch at the same time. So it's a time hack. I am all about efficiency. What can I do in a chunk of time that is going to set me up for downtime and more simplicity and ease later in my day? I don't want to have to unpack and wash lunches, leave the kitchen, then come back in and make dinner, leave the kitchen, come back in and clean up, leave the kitchen, and then come back and make lunches, clean up, and then drag myself to bed. So I just jam it all into one period of time, and this is where we connect. You know, so you've got to ask yourself, what can you say no to? What really actually does not have to get done in your day that you are wasting time? If you're somebody that's saying, I don't have time to exercise, I don't have time to get back to my clients, I don't have time to get to my emails, I don't have time to build the business that I'm saying that I want to build, I don't have time to go out and network with other people, and the reason you don't have time is because you're staying inside your house vacuuming and cleaning and organizing and all of this crap, what are you doing? What are you doing? Sidestep. Get out of your way, let that stuff be, you will get to it eventually, and work on your business and work on yourself and do the things that actually need to be served first. Your body needs to be served first. Your goals need to be served first. Your business needs to be served first. Your laundry and your dishes and all the other stuff can wait. The reality is it's going to get done, okay? You're not going to leave it there for days on end and weeks on end. It will get done, but prioritize, like eat the frog first, okay? Get the things done that you've got to get done. The last thing that I would say, and this is number 5, with what you can actually do to, you know, delegate, automate, prepare, plan, set yourself up for success, is if you know you're not accountable to yourself, hire a coach, get a personal trainer, join a gym, join a yoga studio, show up to something where you don't have to think about what you're going to do. Somebody else is already stepping in and taking care of this for you, okay? You know, it's like I've hired coaches and trainers and nutritionists all throughout the years. I am all three of those things. I do all of those things. But I'm not necessarily as accountable to myself as I will be if I know I'm paying somebody and I'm showing up and using someone else's time. Now, I no longer hire a nutritionist. I decided that wasn't my best spent money, that's my zone of genius, so I've taken that role back on for myself, but the training I put out there. Now, a lot of you might be listening to this and saying, well, Jen, all of this sounds like really great suggestions if you have this unlimited budget, but I have a really tight budget. I don't have the ability to outsource this because I can't afford to pay someone else. So I've broken this down into 3 different ways to show you maybe some of the holes in your budgeting. And before I go into this example, I will tell you that almost every client that I work with, when it comes down to talking about being able to afford healthier food or movement for their bodies or working with somebody in a program or whatever the case may be, getting a massage, going to the chiropractor, and they say, I can't afford it. I'm like, okay, let's look at your current budgeting right now. And let's look at some of the miscellaneous expenses you have in your life. The first thing is, where are you leaking money? How many coffees and teas and lattes and, you know, little things are you buying for the kids at the dollar store? How many times a week are you eating out? How much wine are you purchasing, beer, whatever it may be? How many products do you own? Like, how many body products does this body need? Like, how many lipsticks do you need to have in your arsenal? Right? What's your thing? How many purses do you have to own? How many, like you have 2 feet. How many pairs of shoes do those feet actually require? How many sports bags do you have to have? How many pairs of Lululemon pants are you actually going to wear in a week? All those things, like where are you leaking your money? And then, how much money do you literally give away to your providers? What are you paying for insurance for your home, for your vehicle, for your kids that are driving? What are you paying for your cable, for your internet? Are you a member of a bunch of different clubs and programs and you actually never use them, so you've just become a donator? You just donate your money to these businesses? You need to sit down and call your car insurance company, your home insurance, your Rogers, your Bell, all of your providers, because I guarantee you there's money you're leaving on the table there. I guarantee you. You sit down once every couple of months, you call all of your providers, there's a cheaper plan, a better plan, they want to keep you as a customer. I find the average client an additional $200 to $500 in their budget every single month by literally just sitting down and looking at all of your numbers. And we instead, so now how beautiful is this? You don't have to go and make a new $200 or $500 or whatever that sum is that we discover. We are now just repurposing money you've already been spending, but you've been spending it on things you're not using, that are actually taking up your energy, that aren't adding to simplicity, but are creating more stress. And now we're just going to say, all right, I'm cutting you off. I'm going to take the money I was giving you, and now I'm going to reinvest this money into the things that are actually going to serve me and set me up for success, that are actually going to make me feel better. So let's go through this. So say, for instance, you spend $5 a day. How easy is it to blow $5 and not even realize you're doing this? $5 could look like Tim's coffee and a bagel. It could look like one Starbucks latte. $5 might not even get you a latte. I know if I go sometimes and get a decaf latte and I get almond milk, it's $5.48 for a grande. That's ludicrous. If you buy a sub, if you get 2 slices of pizza, if you pick up sushi, you're spending $5 or more. $5 a day, Monday through Friday, is $25 a week. $25 a week is $100 a month. So if that's all the money we looked at and we were like, okay, you know, Erin, Nicole, Tara, I just found you an extra $100 a month. What are you going to do with your $100? Here are some things you could do. I'm going to pay my mom $25 to $30 an hour to help prepare. She's going to do about 4 hours of food prep for me in that month. In 4 hours, there can be 10 chicken breasts grilled up, fish that's grilled up. There can be a dozen or 2 hard-boiled eggs that are made, dry salads put together, veggies chopped into a cold crisper, banana breads made. There's a lot you can accomplish in 4 hours when you are diligent and you hire someone who's in their zone in the kitchen, okay? Think of those people you know. They're like, it's unbelievable what they can create in a short period of time. So that $100 that I was wasting has now just set me and my family up for tremendous success that we're going to be able to put in the fridge, put in the freezer, and we're going to benefit from that for weeks to come. That's example number 1 on a $5 a day savings, okay? Now, if you spend $15 a day, so $15 a day could look like You've gone out for lunch with somebody, you went and picked up a new product, you went and bought a bottle of wine on the way home, you picked up a pizza on the way home, whatever it may be. $15 again, not a crazy amount to be spending on a daily basis. You go and drink like a healthy green juice, that juice could be $11 to $13. Add your tax, there you go, you're at your 15 bucks. So $15 a day, Monday to Friday, is $75 a week. Okay, $75 a week. That's a membership to a gym, just in that 1 week. $75 a week over a month is now $300 a month. You see how quickly we can start to find you this money? $300 a month. $300 a month could be a cleaning, I don't want to just say lady, but most of them are women. A cleaning lady, a cleaning woman, Wonder Woman, in your house 2 times a month, every 2 weeks for 2 hours. So each 2-hour cleaning is going to cost you about $60. So twice a month is now $120. You still have $180 left. So that could be having somebody come in to do the cleaning, and then you still have your 4 hours of food prep left. So now you've outsourced some of your baking and things you don't love to do in your cooking and cleaning of the house, the big things 2 times a week. That cost you $300 a month, and we already just found you that money. You didn't have to create new money, okay? How excited would you be to think you don't have to do the big cleaning and a lot of that cooking is taken care of for you? Example number 3 is the person spending $25 a day. Now, some of you might think, oh, I don't spend $25 a day. So maybe you don't spend $25 a day, but maybe one day a week you spend $100 and another day you spend $25. There's your $125 in a week. And again, where are you leaking it and wasting it? Restaurants, quick pickups, Tim Hortons drive-through, all the different ways that we can be wasting it. Buying things for our kids that we know they're never going to use. Like, I'm so over slime and putty and all that stuff, drives me mental. That's the kind of stuff they're asking for on the fly. And if you don't think you're spending the money I'm talking about, I challenge you to do a 30-day challenge for yourself and keep every single receipt. Every receipt for everything that you spend, okay? When my husband and I, when I opened my studio, and we were broke as hell, like broke as hell. We lived out of the cash jars like Galvaz Oxlade from that show Till Death Do Us Part, and I was a ninja with my money for like a year. I kept track of every single thing that we spent. We had a basket, all the receipts went in there, and we were blown away by what we were wasting money on. It was insane. And so if you're spending $25 a day, $125 a week, okay, which is easy to do, that's like my niece just paid $400 for one pair of jeans. That's a car payment and gas and insurance. $400 for one pair of jeans. Told my daughter, we're shopping at Walmart for the rest of your life. I'm never buying you $400 jeans. Now, granted, my niece has a job and she paid for it for herself, but OMG. I digress. So $125 a week. Ladies and gentlemen, that is $500 freaking dollars a month. We just found you. Now, let's stay within how we can delegate all the domestic crap we don't want to do anymore. $500 a month gives you your cleaning lady 2 times a month at $120 right there. Gives you 4 or 8 hours of food prep or whatever you need. And if you did 8 hours of food prep paying somebody $25 an hour, that's $200 a month. We still have $180 left to spend. You could take the $180, you could hire somebody out once a week to tutor your kids in math if you're like me and you cannot do math whatsoever. Like, this is impressive what I'm doing with you right now. You can hire a tutor for your children, or you could reallocate that, and that $180 could be personal training sessions, could be working with a coach, could be joining your yoga studio, could be doing something for you, could be going for a massage. It is, or you take the $500 a month, and you're like, you know what, Jen, I don't mind cleaning my house, I don't mind baking, I don't mind all of this stuff, but I love the idea of reallocating $500, and you put that away every month, and you have $6,000 at the end of the year. That's called a family vacation. So I just wanted to hop on today to give you some perspective so that you could reframe your languaging, because you got to be really careful. If all you hear yourself say is can't afford it, too expensive, don't have the money for that, stop fucking doing that. You are perpetuating this. Instead of every time you think about something that you want to create or you don't want to do or you want to do, and you keep using languaging like it's not possible me, that's great for somebody else, rah, 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 I don't have the money for it, can't afford it, don't have the time, stop it. Flip it. Flip it and ask yourself, is that really true? Is it really true that I don't have the money for it? Is it really true that I'm stretched so thin that there's no room anywhere? I'd be hard pressed to challenge all of us on that, because you all have data, you all have an iPhone or some type of a tablet or something you're watching me on right now. So I guarantee you're probably paying more for that than you need to. And we could find that extra bit of money to help you. So when you're feeling overwhelmed and you're just like, you know, to the max, like you just feel like there's no more room for anything for you that you want to create as mom, as woman, even for dad, whoever it is that's listening to this, teens, this is a great opportunity to learn how you're spending your money as well too. I want you to stop and I want you to really ask yourself, is this true? Is there another way for me to frame this and look at this so that I can actually start to extrapolate and get some of the things out of life I really want, instead of spending all this money on crap that actually does nothing for me and for my family, that is not creating any new moments or experiences, that's not helping me to elevate and up-level my health and my productivity. You know, for me, here's my driving force in helping you with this. My main reason is when I can delegate as many domestic duties out of my life and I can pay someone else to do those things because that's what they love to do, guess what I get to do? I get to have more time for me and I get to show up in my business in a different way. And if I'm on fire in my business for 2 more hours in a day, the abundance I can create for myself, for my clients, and for my family sets me up to then be able to have bigger chunks of time off, to not have to work 40, 50, and 60 hours a week, but to have a week where I can work 20 hours. And I'll tell you, and I'll do a whole nother Facebook Live on this, when I started to cut my hours, when I started to really streamline what I was doing, my revenue doubled. When I said no twice as often, and I pulled back and I actually just got really good at the things I was really good at, and I focused my energy there, my abundance became exponential. And this is something that took me honestly like 17 years to learn. So it's why I love sharing it, because I would like to fast track you. I don't want it to take you almost 2 decades like it took me. So constantly be allowing yourself to open up your mind and learn from people who have done the work already so that you can get yourself there faster. And yes, Sandy, time is money. Time is money. So paying for it, paying for help is not bad. Moms, you got to stop with the shame and the guilt around feeling bad because you can't do it all. Because guess what? We can't actually do it all. Spoiler alert, you can't do it all. There's no such thing as perfect. And you know, this whole concept of balance being a myth, I don't actually believe that. What's a myth is you trying to try on for size someone else's appearance of balance. Like you trying to try on for size someone else's life and the things they're doing. That's the myth. That's what, like, stop stressing your poor body and your mind and your heart out on that. Like, don't try to be like someone else. Stop it. Get off social media. Sit down with old-fashioned pen and paper, start to write and ask yourself, what do you want more of? And why isn't it happening? Like, what's all the stuff you're doing that's not good? What are the things you want to do? What can you start to cross off the list on the left so that you actually have the room and the energy and the heart set to do the things that are on the right? It's possible for all of you, okay? All right. I'm sweating. I'm so fired up about it. I'm going to get going into the rest of my day. I hope this was helpful. Like with anything I put out there in the Facebook Lives, there's going to be a recording. Please feel free to share it as much as you want, and I'll see you next time that I hop on. Have an awesome day.